At 9:15 this morning, your bird bath may have already been too late. A robin could have landed in your yard, looked into the water, and flown away before you ever stepped outside. Not because your feeder was empty, not because your yard was unsafe, and not because birds suddenly stopped liking your garden. The real reason may be much simpler. The water was still there, but it was already warm. A few leaves were floating on top. The surface had been sitting in the morning heat. And to a bird looking for relief, that bird bath did not say yes. It said no. If you care about the birds visiting your yard, subscribe to the channel. Because small mistakes like this are easy to miss, but they can decide whether birds stay, leave, or stop coming back. That is the part most backyard bird lovers never see. In summer, birds are not just looking for water. They are looking for fresh, cool water, early enough to matter. And if your yard misses that window, some birds may leave quietly and choose another yard. Before you even make your first cup of coffee, imagine this. It is 5:47 a.m. The sun is barely above the trees. A robin lands on the edge of your fence and looks across your yard. Your feeder is still there. The seed is still there. But the robin does not go to the feeder first. It hops down slowly, crosses the grass, and stops beside the bird bath. There is water inside. So at first, everything looks fine. But to the bird, it is not fine. The water has been sitting since yesterday. A few leaves are floating on the surface. The bowl is already warming up. And the robin only needs a second to decide. It looks once, then lifts off. 3 houses down, there is another bird bath. Fresh water, cool shade, clean surface. And that is where it stays. So what was your bird really looking for? Not seed, not a perfect feeder, not some expensive backyard setup. It was looking for fresh, cool water, ready early enough to matter. Birds run hot, much hotter than most people realize. A small backyard bird can have a body temperature around 104 to 108 degrees Fahrenheit. And unlike you, it cannot sweat. So when summer heat starts building, a bird has only a few ways to cool itself down. It can pant, it can hide in deep shade, and it can bathe. That is why a cool bird bath matters so much. When a bird gets its feathers wet, then rests in the shade, the water helps pull heat away from its body. But if that water is already warm, stale, or sitting under direct sun, then the bird bath is not helping. It may even feel like one more hot surface in a yard that is already too warm. So no, a bird bath is not just decoration. In summer, fresh, cool water can be the difference between a yard birds use and a yard they skip. This is where many backyard bird lovers get it wrong. They look outside and think, there is still water in the bird bath, so it must be fine. But no, that is not how birds see it. A bird is not asking, is there water? It is asking something much more important. Can this water help me right now? Can it cool me down? Can I bathe in it safely? Is it clean enough to use? Is it shaded enough to stay cool? Because by late morning, A bird bath sitting in the sun can change fast. The water can turn warm. Dust can settle on the surface. Leaves can fall in. Droppings can collect around the edge. And what looked fine from your kitchen window may feel completely useless to a bird standing beside it. That is why the timing matters. A bird bath filled too late in the morning may still look like water to you, but to a hot bird in summer, it may already be a no. And here is the part most people never see. Birds remember reliable places. Not in the way you remember a street address, but they remember patterns. They remember where they found clean water. They remember where shade felt safe. They remember which yards helped them get through the heat. And they also remember disappointment. If a bird checks your bird bath one morning and finds warm, stale water, maybe it gives your yard another chance. But if it comes back again and the water is still old, or the basin is empty, or the bath is sitting in full sun, then your yard starts to fall off its morning route. No warning, no drama, no little sign that says, "I am leaving now." The bird simply stops checking. And that is why many people say, "I used to see birds every morning, but lately they do not come around anymore." Sometimes the birds did not disappear. They just found a better place. The fix is almost stupidly simple. Every summer morning before 8 a.m., empty the bird bath. Rinse it. Then fill it with fresh, cool water. That is it. Not some expensive feeder. Not a fancy backyard system. Not another bag of premium seed. Just clean water, ready before the heat takes over. But here is where people mess it up. They do not empty the old water. They just top it off. They add fresh water into yesterday's warm, stale water and think they helped. But to a bird, that is not fresh. That is diluted old water. So do it properly. Empty the basin completely. Give it a quick rinse. Remove leaves, dirt, and anything floating on the surface. Then refill it with cool, clean water before the morning window is gone. 2 minutes. That is all it takes. 2 minutes can turn your bird bath from a no into a yes. Timing matters more than most people think. Because birds do not wait for your schedule. They move early. From the first light of morning, they are already feeding, bathing, checking safe places, and deciding where to spend their energy. That early window is when your yard gets tested. Not at noon. Not after lunch. Not when you finally remember the bird bath. Early. Between sunrise and the first real heat of the day. That is why before 8 a.m. matters. At 6:30, fresh water is still cool. The air is softer. The shade still works. And a bird that finds clean water may stay, bathe, drink, and remember your yard. But by 9:15, the sun may already be hitting the basin. The water may already be warm. And the birds that checked your yard earlier may already be gone. So the question is not just, did you put water out? The real question is, was it ready when the birds arrived? But do not get lazy after fixing the bird bath. Water is the first mistake. The feeder can be the second. A lot of people think filling a feeder is always helpful. No. In summer, the wrong food can spoil, melt, attract pests, and make your yard less safe for birds. So after this video, watch my next one. Stop filling your bird feeder with this in summer. Use these safe foods instead. Because if you give birds fresh water, but feed them the wrong summer food, you are fixing one problem, while creating another. Clean water helps birds stay. But safe summer food keeps your yard worth returning to. Fresh morning water is the foundation. But if you want birds to choose your yard again and again, give them 3 things. Fresh, cool water, nearby shade, and reliable food. Water cools them. Shade protects them. Food gives them energy. Together, those 3 things turn your yard from a random stop into a trusted place. Not a lucky place. Not a place birds visit once and forget. A trusted place. And that is what brings birds back morning after morning. There is a quiet window in the morning before the world gets loud. Before lawnmowers. Before traffic. Before the heat pushes everything into hiding. If your yard has what birds need in that window, they begin to arrive. First one, robin. Then a cardinal. Then sparrows moving through like a wave. A chickadee lands on the fence. A finch drops into the shade. And suddenly, your yard is not empty anymore. It is alive. Not because you spent money on something fancy, but because you got one small habit right. Tomorrow morning, before coffee, before your phone, check the bird bath. Empty it. Rinse it. Fill it with fresh, cool water. Then step back. Because a bird that passed your yard yesterday may check again tomorrow. And this time, it may stay. What time do you usually refresh your bird bath in summer? Before 8 a.m. Or later? Tell me in the comments. And if you want to avoid the next big summer mistake, watch this video next. Stop filling your bird feeder with this in summer. Use these safe foods instead. It will show you what not to put in your feeder during hot weather, and what safer foods to use instead.